Guys, we are going to be doing things a little bit different with this video. As you can tell, it's late. I don't really have too much of a plan for this video because I put out a poll on my YouTube community page. I'll pop it up here. Basically asking if folks would be interested in watching like an uncut 1 hour of software development video. I'm going to be working on Dev CheatSheets, which if you haven't seen previous videos on it, it is my kind of social media personal knowledge management startup app that I've been working on. So I'll be working on that for an hour, fairly raw, fairly uncut. I'll talk about kind of what I'm working on a little bit, but aside from that, it's going to be fairly quiet. I'm going to be jamming out to some lo-fi that you can't hear because I don't feel like getting copyright claimed. But yeah, you can kind of enjoy the sounds of my keyboard and maybe turn on some music yourself. So let's pop over here. Let me start the timer. I'm gunning for exactly an hour, or at least a little bit over an hour maybe. Timer started. We are going to be working on the code snippet uploader. So right now you have the ability, let me go ahead and start the dev server. So right now you have the ability to stare at an empty code screen because I did not think ahead and pop this stuff up. Let's go to localhost 3000. So you can pop over here, sign in. Ooh, that might be a fun bug. Huh. Pressing the sign in button. Oh, there we go. All right. So we probably had a session hang there, which is a little bit weird. And we've got a bug there. So we've got a couple of bugs to fix. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Let's just do hello YouTube, Discord, link in the description. So I do have a Discord now. I've got it open for everybody, young and old, but preferably older because Discord gets weird. But you can join it for free. I also have a paid membership version that I'm going to be doing like live streams, Q&As, things like that on later on, but you're free to not join that if you don't really feel like joining it. Totally fine. But yeah, you can join the description, or you can join the Discord down in the description. So if we submit this here, we will hopefully get a network request. And I think we got it. Yep, we got it right here. And we should get a response. Hopefully, yeah, you probably can't see this, can you? There you go. So we've got a request here to 308 and then a 200 request. So that is the code that's being sent along. The response is a success. So if we pop over to upload thing, we go to the dashboard. Hopefully it won't show anything that it shouldn't. Should have some files in here. This was on June 3rd at 11:10. I think that's about right. Yep. And if we go to file.txt, we can see the console.log. So we've got file upload working. What we want, so right now we've got, let's go ahead and open Excalidraw. Oh, I've actually already got it here. Cool. This was from my last devlog. Cool. Okay, so right now we have got this part. It is uploading the thing. Now what we want is this part. We want the metadatabase, and eventually we will link the user database to that. But right now we are mainly focused on the metadatabase. So right now, what I know I want, we're going to basically create a wish list here. I know that I want the SHA-256. I know that I want the length of the file. I'm going to make that an integer. And I'm going to actually make this a type. So let's see. Let's create a types file for no reason at all. Oh, where did that file? What in the world? Let's do types. Let's do new file types.ts. Let's do interface file upload. I think that's how you do it. And we are going to make it, let's see. We're going to export that. We're going to have the SHA-256, which is of type string. We are going to, well, I think it's lowercase s string, and I can't remember the difference. We are going to have the length, which is of type integer. Maybe it's number. Yeah, number. I can't remember if there's semicolons. I actually don't create type files very often because I'm a bad TypeScript developer. Let's see. We're going to do user string. That's probably just going to be an email, so let's just make that email string. All right, let's start with that. And then we've got the code, obviously. Code string. We're going to import it. Import file upload from types. We can get rid of this. JSON stringify. Just going to create the file upload here. So var fu, nice. Type file upload is equal to. What's that bugging out for? Okay. We're just going to toss this up in here. And we need the SHA-256. We need the code. And just do that. We need the length. 0. I guess we can just do, let's do code.length. And I think that's it, right? No? Email. Email. All right. We need to get the email and the SHA-256 of all of this. Now, I believe we should be able to use session for this. So const data status, use session. We'll have to import that, so that will be here. No, it'll be a next something. Got a quick fix available from next auth. Cool. These are never read, so let's do this. Let's do a use effect. We're going to run it once on page load. And what we're going to do here is if status does not equal to what is status supposed to be? It can be waiting, so it can be authenticated, it can be loading, it can be authenticated. What the hell? Data session status authenticated or status loading or status authenticated. What the fuck? Okay. Status does not equal, let's just do authenticated or status does not equal, so it can be loading or authenticated. Then we are going to do window.location.ref equals to that. Basically, all this is doing is once the page loads, we're going to change this slightly. We're going to do this on status. So basically, once the page loads and once status changes, status is deprecated. Well, excuse me? That's interesting. Okay, that's changed. Huh, neato. I'm gonna pull out status and data from that. Okay, I think that has us. Change that. Duh. I'm coding like a moron. We can quick fix that real quick, import it from React. All right, so basically what this is doing is on the first page load and anytime status changes, we are going to check to see if the user is not authenticated. And if the user is not authenticated, then we're just going to go back to the root page. So this is checking to see if the status of the user in the session is authenticated or if it's loading. So yeah, those are the two states that we don't care about as much. So our email now, we can do data dot user dot email, and we can insist that that is legitimate and not null. And now all we really need is our SHA-256. So I'm gonna pop on over to my other window and see if I can remember. Okay, I guess we'll just do it live. Let's open up ChatGPT because we don't Google anymore. How can I get the SHA-256 of a string in JavaScript? Give me the code with no explainer, please. Now we're doing things, let's do things with Node. Okay, same instructions, but with Node.js. That looks ugly as hell. Okay, so we need crypto. .create hash. Cool, that's doable. Let's pop that into a util function. Let's see. I can do this in a couple of different ways. Do I already have a utils directory? Hopefully. Libs. Non-utils. Just do general.ts. I'm gonna do this and import crypto from crypto. Okay. Then we're going to export this function. We're going to pop back on over here. Import, what did we call this? SHA-256 from, that's going to be a pain in the ass to find. General. Is that not? Okay. Then we're going to do SHA-256 code. Cool. So now, that's a problem? Oh, duh. It's not a default export. All right, so we have got a SHA-256 function. By the way, I fully plan on cleaning up this code. It's ugly, disorganized, needs a refactor. That's going to happen soon. I'm using a template called ShipFast, and ShipFast comes with a bunch of stuff, which is really, really good, but it's a bunch of stuff that I don't really need, and I have not taken the time to get rid of a lot of that stuff because I don't necessarily know that I don't need it. So that's what that is. All right, so now we are sending this formatted thing up to upload thing. Now we need to let upload thing actually handle that. This is going to take in, that's the data. It's going to take in code. So that we don't need to change. What we need to do is create, yeah, so that doesn't need to change. What we need to do is we need to create a separate function, or a separate section, I guess. Upload code meta, which means that we need to create a schema. But first, let's make sure that this actually works. So what this should do is log out the data. So foo. So that should log out the full data along with the metadata that we just created. So, and that'll log it on the back end. So let's pop on over here. Go. Ooh. Yikes. Okay, that should be resolved. Yeah, okay. Got to change this so it updates the state because I'm not setting the state correctly yet. Console.log, let's just do hello YouTube. Guess I could zoom in a little bit there. Hit submit. Now what we're hoping for is a successful network request. Don't see any 500s here, so that looks like that was successful. Let's pop over to our back end, and we have got the size. We've got, oh, okay, so that's we're actually getting the size and the response. So we can save a little bit of time, actually. Getting SHA-256, the lengths should match 29 and 29. So we can actually save just a little bit here and get rid of that length. I mean, how much, we're not really saving anything there, right? But the important thing here is that we're getting that URL right here. Now that URL is important because we basically are going to want to link. I'll pop over to Excalidraw here. We're going to want to link. So this is the code. The code has a URL here, and we want to link that code, the actual like raw piece of data on upload thing, and we want to link that to all of the metadata in our MetaDB. So this right here is just a raw object. So raw object store. It's actually literally based on S3. So, and that's not me shit talking Theo. Theo literally calls it. Let's see if I can show it. Can I go to just the home page without logging out fully? Yeah, so if you go to docs over here, it's literally just an S3 wrapper, mostly just wrapping S3 with caching and callbacks. So I'm not shit talking here. The upload thing is literally just a wrapper for S3, which is fine. I mean, I'm using it because it makes everything simpler. And I just realized that you can't see the clock whenever I'm on a super white page like this. Is there a... Oh, I guess there's probably not going to be a way to change the appearance. That'd be nice, right? Ooh, I do not want to show anything sensitive here. Cool. So now we should have another file uploaded unless... guess it probably doesn't do anything nifty like checking to see if files are identical. Oh, they weren't identical anyways. Pop back over here. What we want to do is we want to store this URL. And we want to store probably this key too. So if we go over to our Prisma schema, I'm using Prisma ORM to actually store all of my stuff. We've got a code snippet that's got an ID, it's got a user email, tags, length, SHA-256, number of lines. I'm not pulling that out yet. That's interesting. So we'll also want a key, which will be a string. We'll want a URL, which will be a string. We've got the SHA-256, we've got the length. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, so here we need to import our Prisma client. So import Prisma. I've actually got it. Yeah, right there. Import Prisma. And how did I do this? Import. Let's see. Import. Oh, I cannot type. That's rough. So I'm doing it right here. I don't want to open up anything on the recording from Stripe for obvious reasons. So there's our modal right here. Let's go ahead and open that up. How do I use this? Forgotten how to use my own code. Prisma. So I'm not actually using it in this component. Damn it. All right, so I may have to open up some Stripe code. Hopefully I didn't leave anything nasty in it. Doesn't look like I did. Plus none of these, yeah, none of this is gonna matter anyways. Okay, so it's actually a lot easier than I expected. Right, hop back over to save this. We also need to do an npx prisma generate. Can I close this out? Should be able to, yeah, there we go. Right, so our Prisma model should be regenerated, hopefully. We want to, let's do var meta res equal to, oh wait, prisma dot, what is it, file upload? Oh, am I in the wrong file? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Where did my Prisma go? What the hell? That's weird. Okay. Import Prisma. There. Prisma dot. And we want code snippets. That's what I was looking for. Dot create. Now here, we need to open up a split pane so that I can actually remember all of this. That looks ugly. How did I do this? Probably did it right here. Dot upsert. Okay. Here, let's pop open in ChatGPT because I honestly cannot remember how to do this in Prisma. How can I use Prisma to create a new record in a PostgreSQL database? The type, I'm just going to give it a BS type. Cool, it remembers to not give me like the entire life story. Your table name.create. Okay, so it's in data. Couldn't remember what key it was. So data. And we need our schema open. So our ID will be created automatically. Our user will not. So let's do user email. We are going to do data.email. I wish I could typecast this. I probably can as, let's see, what did I call it? Types as file upload. Can I do that? That would be really great if I could. Let's make this foo data. Foo data. Foo data dot. Oh, it's so nice that I remembered how to do that. We're just going to do tags. We're going to do an empty array there because I'm not super worried about that right now. Length. We can probably do upload res dot data dot size. There we go. SHA-256 foo data dot SHA-256. No lines. We're just gonna do 0 for now. Key upload res dot data dot key. URL upload res dot data dot URL. It's saying that this is incorrect. Might honestly take that out because I need to do the data modeling. I'll just create a default tag. Let's do that. Let's do value tests code snippet. We're just gonna leave the rest of that blank because I think we can. Maybe not. Let's do var default tag may not be able to do it this way. I'm okay with that if I can't. Yeah, I can't. Okay. What we're going to do is we are going to disable that for now. Regenerate or not. Okay. To disable all of that. Now that should be fine. We don't have to worry about the tags anymore. We'll comment that out. All right, so we should be good to go there. And what we will want, we will want a code snippet created in our database. So we should get a code snippet database in pgadmin. Let's make sure that I'm not, we're gonna close out of all of my customer emails before I flash that up on screen. Good job, me. Close that, close that, close that. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run this with it off screen so that I don't show any nonsense. And let's see what we get. Console.log meta upload result and print out meta res. All right, now what we should get is we should get both an upload and a meta result. Let's test the meta. Now I'm gonna trash all that. Submit. We've got 200. Ooh, we got a nasty error. Yeah, something didn't like something. Probably need to migrate something. Cannot read properties of undefined. Reading create. Probably means there's no code snippet database. Yep, that's what that means. So we probably just have to create it. How can I use Prisma to create a new database? All right, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I want to do, and you know that. Prisma net. Create the schema. Prisma generate. That's what I've been running, right? Yep, sure is. Let's see. What I really want to do is how can I use Prisma to create a table with a schema file. Migrate command, that's what I was looking for. npx Prisma, yep, that's probably what it is right there. Name, we're gonna name this code snippet migration. Ooh, wish that did not show. Gonna have to edit that out. It showed the link to where my Prisma or where my database is, which isn't ideal. Let's see if that did it. Cool. Okay, we've got a code snippet table. I'm not showing it on stream or on video because I've already shown enough sensitive nonsense on here. I'm gonna have to edit out. So if we go back here and get rid of all of this, let's refresh it just in case. Hello, YouTube. Let's test the meta upload. So I believe the way Prisma works is it only generates tables that are actually going to get used. So because I wasn't using the table before, it didn't create the table. So when I run migrate, on a code base that's actually using the table, I think that's when it actually creates the table. I might be wrong there. There's a possibility. Right, and we've got another 500. Cannot read properties of undefined. Yep, still not liking that. Can I just use absert? Is that not how that works? No, that... Well, you know what we do. Let's pop on it. I haven't even looked at the time. How much time have I got left? We're going to at least finish this out. Okay, we're at 30 minutes. That's fine. I'm getting an undefined error when creating a record using Prisma. Check the schema. Schema should be fine. Not going to open up the creds while doing this. Generated the Prisma client. That should be fine. I can run it again, I guess. Enable logging. Check for typos. So the problem is I can't really... I guess I could wrap it in a try catch. Let's try that. I mean, it's probably just going to give me the above. Let's exit. Maybe we've got a npx Prisma generate. So we regenerated. Let's run. Let's pop back over. Give this another shot. Trash all that. Yep, looking like it's going to error again. Oh, no, it didn't. I think that worked, actually. Yep. I leaked my email there. Not a big deal, though. That's public on my YouTube anyways. ID 1, user email, link 58, SHA 256, number of lines 0, that's fine. Our key and our URL. Cool. So if I pop over, I'm not going to show this, but if I pop over to our database, I should see it. Let's go to view data, all rows. Yep, the rows in the database. Cool. So that works. We can go through and actually get the number of lines. Let me go ahead and do that because eventually that'll be important. It's not important right now. Basically, I'm going to create a method on the front end of ensuring that people aren't just like uploading entire massive binaries or like databases or large, code bases and things like that, because I just don't want them to do that. So we've got the code here. What we can do is code dot, nope. Let's see. Food data dot code dot split. Is there a number lines dot lines? No, guess not. Split. Should be able to just split on new line. Dot length. That should do it fine. Let's test that. This is Rust, I believe, by default. So let foo equals to, this is yet another line. I believe I defaulted to Rust on this. I keep trying to save this, and I think I just accidentally saved one, yeah? Did I? Sure did. And let's see if it counts white spaces. That'll be interesting. Console.log foo.length. Do you really get... I didn't realize you get tooltips within Monaco. That's awesome. Also, it looks like this is defaulting to JavaScript instead. So we're just gonna yeet that out there. Getting 200s, that's good. Number of lines 4. Okay, so it counts white spaces, that's fine. Length 123, also fine. Cool. Now we could extract this in the front end, and arguably because we're extracting all of the rest of the metadata, we probably should. So let's go ahead to our types. Let's do lines, number. Can go here. Do lines, code dot split. New line dot length. And then when we get over to our route, we can just do food data dot lines. So it doesn't actually make a difference, but because I'm already pulling all of my metadata out here on the front end, and I can do it on the front end, I might as well do it on the front end, if that makes sense. Again, not something that you necessarily have to do. In fact, it arguably may be a better idea to pull out the email in the back end now that I think about it, because that could be spoofed on the front end. How would I even do that? I think there's a server-side session. Yeah, because we actually do need to add auth to this. To do add authentication to this endpoint, because as of right now, anybody can upload a file unauthenticated with no bound checks at all and just run up my upload thing bill. Luckily, this isn't obviously on the it's not on the actual internet itself, it's just local. But technically, if this were on prod right now, things would go very badly very quickly. As soon as people realize that they had unauthenticated file upload, they could just run that shit up, which is not what we want to see. Let's check time. If we've got time, I'm about to go... Yep, standing desk time. Now, the threat here is every time I put my standing desk up, there's always the risk that I yank out a random chord. And sometimes that random chord is something that's important. So we're going to give this a shot. Just see how well this goes. Going up, so far so good. I think we might make it. Yep, cool. Okay. So we've got metadata extraction out. I'm crossing this stuff off my book. Now, I've got tags and I've got the snippet page. I'm not going to be able to complete either of those things on stream because we've only got about 17 minutes left. I keep saying on stream like I'm live streaming. I'm not live streaming. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to commit this. Finished with v0.1 of metadata extraction. Push. What's going to be really fun is I'm going to have to go through all of this footage and decide what I want to be included in the video. Like I obviously have to scrub some emails out. I have to scrub some links out, things like that. So there's some stuff that I know that I've got to scrub, but now I have to go through and be uber paranoid, figure out what else I need to get rid of, and then very loudly mess with my mic because that's going to help with user retention. All right. So let's go to the snippet page. This is ugly, obviously. Let's go back here and just show how ugly it is. This is horrific. Got this random loading thing. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Can actually get rid of the second pane here because we're going to be doing front end work for a little while. Upload completed. So this actually we don't need, I don't think. Yeah, I'm going to say we don't need this because we're doing our own submission here. Oh, I turned off NPM and dev. So we're doing our own submit button because since I'm using the Monaco code editor to upload snippets of code, okay, there's Monaco. Since I'm taking the code from here and submitting it instead of submitting a file, what upload thing is used to is it gives you a button, and that button opens up the file picker and all of that stuff, and you pick a file to upload and it lets you upload it. I'm not doing it that way. I'm taking strings from the Monaco editor and uploading those strings as text files. So because of that, I had to create my own upload button, which is this submit thing right here. And that upload button will take the text from, like, I guess I can actually show this since I've got the code. So it basically, here's where we're doing it here. So we've got the state, which is actually setting the code. And here's a quick fix that I can make. Save and share a snippet. Yeah, so it's defaulting to JavaScript. So let's take this and pop it up here. So now the state will start correct. Can get rid of that because we don't need Prisma on our front end. Okay. So what this is doing is obviously the code is being handled in use state, right? And once we hit the submit button right here, it is going to yoink code and obviously the length out of the state, and it is going to send that along in that little FU object here. And then on the back end, here's our route. Can get rid of that. And we can get rid of that. Because on the back end, we are using the upload thing API instead of just like the way that they kind of handle it normally. And you know, the way that they do it normally is with like file routes and things like that, which is fancy and awesome, but since I'm doing this differently and I'm uploading like text files from the Monaco editor, you know, that's obviously different. We can also do something cool here. So instead of file.text, we can do, I didn't think about this. Let's do foo-data.SHA-256 plus .txt. So basically what we're doing there is each text file will be named after its SHA-256, which should theoretically, so if two users upload the same text file, there might be a problem there. No, there won't be, because I'm just talking to myself at this point. If we look over here, both of these are named the same thing. Okay, so that'll be fine. But yeah, this is taking that text and just uploading it via the API instead of uploading it via the file router and all of that. So that's all that's doing. Now, first thing I want to fix is the button. Let's add some styling to that. Ooh, that is incorrect. First, we're going to center it. Then we are going to add a border. Let's see. Primary 500. I think that is what I'm looking for. Let's look at it. Ooh, that is wrong. We're gonna do rounded medium. Let's do px of 5, py of 2. These are just kind of vibes. That primary color isn't right though. And I wonder why it's not right. Border primary. Yeah, there we go. It was the 500 that was wrong. Let's see. So this div, I wonder why it's not centering correctly. It's within this div here. That holds everything. So do I need to do width full? No, that'll be the width of the whole button. Yeah, that's not what we want. That MX Auto should do it then. Maybe text center. I hate centering things using literally anything on the web. It's interesting that MX Auto doesn't do it though. I probably need to make this flex. So let's do flex column. I bet that'll do it, huh? Yep. Then we need to add some margin. MT5. That ought to space it enough. Let's do MB2. It gives us a little bit of room there. I guess we can close the network tab. Don't need that anymore. Now, the editor itself. So we can set the height there. Can we do... Yeah, we can do class names. Width. Let's just do 3/4. See what that looks like. That didn't do anything. Width 1/2. Is that doing anything? No, it's not, I don't think. So I bet what we'll need to do is set padding on the div itself. So let's do px. We're going to do a pretty aggressive padding on here. That, hello? Are we just not listening? Oh, it's because I'm already setting padding here. Yeah, that does it. Okay. Probably need to set the width. Yep. Width equals, let's just do, how does this need to be done? 50 view width. Yeah. And then we should need to do class name MX Auto, and that should center it. It does not though. Probably need to put this in its own div and center it that way. Auto, and then drop our editor in there. Yep, that does it. Let's do 75 view width. Then we can probably take that. Ooh, that's very bad. Oh, that's the view width though. 75. Can we do a raw percent here? Ooh, no, we cannot. Let's get rid of the width here. That's interesting. Just do width full. Okay, so that brings it back. Let's get rid of the padding. We should have full width, yep. And then I want to set the width here to 3/4. Okay, that's a little bit small. Let's do, can we do 7/8? No, we cannot. Let's just go to the Tailwind docs. I'm used to opening these, obviously. All right, we got 6 minutes to get this looking slightly better. Let's see. Width. Percentage widths. So we've got fourths and sixths. So let's just do 5/6. Sixth. That ought to look a little better. That didn't change hardly at all, I feel like. Do we not have eighths? That's weird that there's no eighths. 5/6. Yeah, I guess we don't. Whatever. That's not a big deal. Guess that looks out. Let me just set it with the padding because that looks better. Let's just do PX 12. Just like the way that that width looked. I was trying to achieve it. That's incorrect. What happened there? Do we need to do, probably need to do width full. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think that looks fine. Is it weird? Is that me? Is that my screen? I can't tell. Okay, so we've got it looking a little bit better here. Ideally, I'm gonna be annoying about this. PY, let's do 2. I don't like how this is right up on the edge there. Let's see if I can set that. Let's just do with the Monaco code editor, and let's just do node. Is there a way to set the Y padding? I set it on X, right? You know, I set it on Y. The Y padding in the editor. Using CSS does not provide a direct API. So you can set it there. So can I just do PT? Because Tailwind should be able to do it. Just add an aggressive one to see if it's even applying. No, so that's setting it on the top. So let's see if it's margin top, maybe. No, that wouldn't do it. So I'd like to set it, I don't know. I'm not gonna bug out about that. That's not a huge deal. We've only got 3 minutes left. So, all right. We've got the snippet page looking slightly better, not by much. There are a couple of classes I can add real quick to make it look slightly better. So let's new line this. How do you do multi-line? There we go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make our background clear to begin with, and then on hover, we're going to do BG primary. On hover, text white. That adds just a little bit of interactivity there. Not much, but a little bit. And above the editor, we're going to have a code picker. So we'll save that for later. I'm just going to go ahead and add placeholders for that. So let's do, should have it up here. Const lang set lang equal to use state string JavaScript. Then down here we'll set the language to lang. Now I'm going to add a to-do here. create the code picker. Cool. All right. We've got a minute to spare. Let's hop on over here. We also need some feedback on the submit button desperately. To do UX, UI feedback on submit. Eventually that is going to go, you're going to go to a snippets page, which is something that I meant to get to tonight, but just didn't, which is fine, not a huge deal. But with 30 seconds to spare, that's a good stopping point. So, I don't imagine too many people will have made it this long, but if you did, let me know what you think about this kind of format. I'm not 100% sure about it, honestly. I'm not 100% sure that people are going to even watch it, but I'm going to have to write this code anyways. Might as well record it and talk over it. No reason not to. That's about it. Take it easy. Peace.